Hey everybody, it's time for a traditional garden update. Everything is doing great out here. There's a little view of everything. These are my tomatoes and potatoes. I didn't do this on purpose. I did plant potatoes and they never came up, but then they decided to come up amongst my tomatoes. But all of them look really healthy. The tomatoes look great. We'll go through a couple of these. Haven't had any more deer damage or whatever it was that was topping some of these tomatoes. Over here, tomatoes are looking good too. And my peppers are waiting for it to get hot, which this week it's going to get hot, so I think they'll be kicked in very soon. These are some new tomatoes that I planted after I tilled this up this weekend. These are Better Bush, Big Boy Bush tomatoes, and I'm kind of doing the Florida weave with these, and they're all looking healthy. I did try something new. Read about the use of Epsom salt on tomatoes and vegetables, so I have mixed some Epsom salt with the soil here with these. I don't know if it's going to make a difference. I guess we'll see. But these were all grown from seed. Started on March 30th. And today I put out 6 more Roma VF tomato plants. Did the same kind of thing here. These stakes, I got these at a local hardware store for 98 cents. They were 8 foot. I just cut them in half with a little handsaw and hammered them down into the ground, so they're going to serve as my stakes for my little weave I got going on here. Right out here I've decided I'm going to be putting my melons. Have some Sprite melons that are started. These are California Wonder bell peppers. There may be a few Fort Knox bell peppers in there. And then these are Anaheim hot peppers. I got some celebrity tomato plants here. A few of these are homesteads. Some of them already have some tiny little tomatoes on them. Let's see if I can find. Maybe not on these yet. No, I don't see any on those. Yeah, there's one right there. If you can see that. Whoops, a little tiny tomato. There you go. I believe these are going to be homestead. I've kind of lost my stakes. They will be tomatoes, I know that. These are my indeterminate pear or cherry. I believe these are pear here. And this is a cherry down here. They're looking pretty good. Some of them have a little bit of leaf curl on there. Like this. You can see that. Not sure what's going on with that. Otherwise, the plant looks fine, nice and green. I think they'll be okay. These are some celebrity that I did purchase when I had all that frost damage, cold weather damage. They already have tomatoes on them too. So decent sized tomatoes. They'll be, pretty good size, hopefully. Alright, this is a Super Boy tomato plant. And don't have any tomatoes on there yet. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, I didn't know that. There's a little one back in there. And got lots of flowers. This one I believe is a homestead. And got several tomatoes down in there. And more up in here. This is a healthy plant, nice and green. Got Some potatoes. These are red Pontiac potatoes. Yeah, I got a few tomatoes on there already. These are mostly Celebrity. Yeah, these three are Celebrity also. No tomatoes on those yet. This row right here was my mystery tomato plants. Not sure exactly what they're going to be because I lost the tags. Threw out some of them and lost some of the tags, but they're all looking good. Got some tomatoes on here. There's a nice size one down there, a couple of them. And these I do know are, that's a Homestead, and the rest of these are Italian Roma. That's a tomato plant, that's a tomato plant, that's a potato plant. Big potato plants here, and more Italian Roma. Wait, this is a Roma VF, and this is an Italian Roma. So I got lots of Roma plants. That'll be nice for canning. As far as the greenhouse, we have a couple of tomato plants over here. This one's really looking great. This is a yellow pear, and that soil in there is just straight compost out of my compost bin. Nothing else. I just had an extra plant, threw it in there, and it has taken off. If you look down in here, this plant right here, this little one, was a sucker from this same plant. I just snapped it off, stuck it in this dirt, and it rooted. So that's a thought for some of you if you don't have enough tomato plants. Once you get to a point where you have some decent sized suckers, like if you look in here, this is a sucker right here. And I'm not gonna do anything about it. It already has little flower sets on it. But if you can catch them maybe before you have these little flower sets, just take that, snap it off, stick it in the dirt, bury it a little bit like that. And it, for a couple of days it's gonna be in shock, so don't freak out. But soon it'll look like this. So I may get, extra few tomatoes off of this little this little plant. So something to think about. Or you could take it and stick it in another pot and it'll do the same thing. You might want to let it set in the shade a little bit. This plant over here is kind of in partial shade during the day. It has morning sun, and it'll get a little bit of afternoon sun too. Anyway, I already have flowers and tomatoes on there. There's a little yellow pear tomato. These are really good. If you don't like a lot of acid in your tomatoes, these are really good small tomatoes you can put in your salads. Very easy to grow. These are very tough plants. These yellow pears. And this is a jelly bean. Don't have any. Well, yeah, I do. I do have a little. These things grow so fast, it's hard to keep up with all of it. But I'm going to have me some little flower sets come on there finally, so that's good. Did the same thing with this plant. Took a sucker off of there, stuck it in the pot, and there we go. It's alive, and it looks really green. So just a thought. You can do that if you are short on tomato plants. On the other hand, I am not, which is a good thing. That's where I wanted to be this year. In the greenhouse, we won't go in there. It's a little hot today. But if you look on the floor back in there, those are the same little containers I use for my tomatoes. And those are, that is corn. All those are corn except for the one little tray in the front, and those are my melons, my Sprite melons. Got a little potato plant in there. My battery's about to die. That's the potato in a bag. And some cilantro. So anyway, that's my little traditional garden update. Everything's doing good. Main issue I've had with this is just keeping it weeded. And I do water it by hand. So I don't mind the exercise though. Anyway, everything's doing good. Hope everybody's doing well. Appreciate you watching. Leave some comments. Have a great week.